Hi, my name's Ben and I'm the founder of myadviser.ai. Accountants and bookkeepers like you have told me that they're looking for tools to help them work with clients as a trusted advisor. And you want to help your clients to grow their business, and in doing so, you can grow the advisory revenue for your practice. I developed myadviser to achieve just this. With myadviser, you can deliver high quality advisory services for your clients at scale. myadviser instantly creates management reports which solve the three main challenges you face providing advisory services today. The first being that you don't have the time to craft a management report that you can use as the basis for your discussion with your clients. It would take too long and cost the client too much. The second is you don't have the time to identify what the key issues are that you need to focus on in that advisory conversation with your client. And thirdly, your team members and your staff don't usually have the skills to have a great advisory conversation with your clients. Either they're too junior to distill the right insights to share with the client in each circumstance, or they deliver the advice using language that's too financial and your clients don't understand it. This is why we developed myadviser. myadviser helps you deliver high quality advisory services for your clients at scale. It creates beautiful management reports customized for your clients, written with the expertise of a human in seconds. We use a form of AI to achieve this called natural language generation. There's no setup, there's no configuration required, and it usually only takes about 10 seconds to create a beautiful 20-page management report for your clients. It's like magic. So using myadviser, you can work with your clients as a trusted advisor and help your clients to grow their business, and you can access a larger advisory revenue stream. Let me show you how to do it now live. From your QuickBooks Online dashboard, go to the Apps page and choose myadviser just by typing in myadviser. And then you'll see that you can pull it from the App Store and get the app now. Then once you get the app, you connect it to your client and you choose to create a new report. Now what you can do is choose to run a report for the month or a quarter. Let's run one from the month and we'll have it the month ending May. Now we press generate and we generate a report, and this is pulling down 2 years worth of data in seconds. It's that quick. Now you can see there's reports for sales, cash, expenses and accounts receivable. We'll go through each in turn, but for each report you have a chart that shows what's been happening over time, and you'll have a factual narrative here that just describes the facts of what's been happening. Here you can see that revenues increased from $6,000 that month to $13,000, and you can see that that is a significant increase versus the previous month. In fact, it's 99% higher. And so that's what the facts describe. And then this narrative here allows you to suggest what you should do about that. In this case, the increase in the sales is exceptional, and we just ask the question, what do you think are the factors that contributed to the improvement? Now, this is just default text, and you can change it as you wish. Put whatever you want in that, and you can save it there. And it's the same for every part of the report. So here we have the cumulative year-to-date revenue versus the prior year, and you can see that this revenue gap has started to narrow this year. And in the advisory narrative, the AI picks it up and says, this revenue gap that was created has been narrowing over the past 3 months. What are you doing to curb this trend? And so that's the case right through the report. Top customers by revenue, etc. So that's the sales report. In the cash report, we look at the cash that comes in and comes out of the business over that last month. And here again, we have the advisory narrative, which is just default text and you can change. We look at the cash balance trend, where cash started and where it finished across the month, highest point, lowest point. And again, we have the cash at bank. You look at the expenses and we can see what the cost of goods sold and operating expenses are. And we have a factual narrative that describes what's been happening, and then some advice. Here there's no advisory narrative. We have a breakdown of our top 5 operating expenses, and we have an operating expenses variation to pick the biggest outliers from the previous month. And again, we have an accounts receivable that shows you what's been happening with your debtors over time. Again, there's some advice here. Have you considered adding overdue fees? Because we can see that the debtors over 31 days is quite significant. In fact, the accounts receivable debtors has increased over time significantly, and you can look at that and say, it looks like it's being driven by the one big player here, Paul Greenwell, and we can go into detail here with Paul Greenwell, and we can see that he has a total of $7,000 in accounts receivable, 72% of it's overdue. His last payment was made on May the 8th. Out of all of the invoices in the past 24 months, 7 out of 10 were paid late. Let's put Paul on tighter terms. That could be a suggestion that you might want to make. And once you've done that, you might want to save that narrative, save that advice, and just check that your executive summary includes the main aspects that you want to talk about this month. So again, we summarize the executive summary with a business performance summary and a business position summary. And finally, we wrap this up in a great cover page that has your client's logo and it has your logo. And so we can export this to PDF, and within 5 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, here we have a 20-page report with exactly what we just described. Here's a nice table of contents that talks about the sales report, cash, expenses, accounts receivable, and then you have the executive summary that we just went through, the revenue, and you can see how I changed the text, and all of the information that we just saw on the screen is wrapped up very nicely in a nice report. So visit myadviser.ai today to generate your beautiful management report in seconds. Thanks for your time.